And we are live. Welcome back to Talk It Up, everybody. Today's guest, Brian Ramirez. How you doing, my brother?
Pretty good. How about you, brother?
Doing good. Is it weird that I introduce you like a full name?
Yeah, it's usually like PRG or Shot Time Guy. Brian's good, though.
A little bit more up on it. PRT, we're yelling
PRG?
PRG? Is it T or G?
It's Party Right Guy.
Party Right Guy. PRG?
Yes, sir.
So what's PRT?
Nothing.
Pretty Ripe Thing? Oh, Jesus. That'll get some girls, huh?
Whoa. We just met, guy.
I didn't call you a PRT. I just said it was a thing.
Maybe.
Do you remember, when did you have your first girlfriend? Do you remember? Like, how old were you? Were you one of those guys that had a girlfriend young?
Yeah. Because one of my first girlfriend, like, we actually both lost our virginity together.
What?
Yeah.
How old?
15.
You lost your virginity at 15?
Yeah.
I lost my virginity at 12.
Whoa, guy.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
And she was 17. And if you want to get technical, I was statutorily raped.
Nice.
Because technically that's rape.
Yeah?
Yeah, she was 17. She was sweet. She didn't like abuse me or anything.
Are you sure?
I mean, she was definitely smarter than me. Her name was Kim, and it was at a FYU shelter here in town.
Wow.
And they used to make fun of me because I used to rap. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, yeah.
And her name's Kim. So
Lil Kim?
No, or like Eminem and Kim. And so like they would tell me like little white boy whapping.
Whap?
He's whapping.
He's whapping.
He's whapping with his whop.
Were we whapping right, guy?
Yeah.
Were you WRG?
I was the rapping white guy, and they were like, "You're dating a girl named Kim," and so like, seriously, Will, like, how fucking unoriginal can you be right now? But it just happened that way.
Huh? That's what happens, man.
It's pretty crazy. 12 is mine is crazy, but 15 is also pretty crazy.
It just worked out. Like it was. I can't go into too much detail, but like it happened like good. Like it was on a quinceañera, and like it just happened. It was both our first, and yeah.
But do you remember being like a ladies' man young? Like the girls like you young?
I don't remember that far back.
Even maybe not girls you like hooked up with or even dated. Like, do you remember girls liking you?
It's hard to say because like when I was older, like I've always like I don't know, like I was always in a relationship. Like I've always been in a relationship, even when I was younger and stuff. So like, even when I was in a relationship, so like when we broke up, like I don't know, people would just be like, "Oh, you're single now." I was like, not really, but
was it ever someone's friend?
Yeah.
Have you had a friend of a girl you dated hit on you?
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's like a porn thing. I didn't know that really happened.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had. I wish I did because I think it'd make for a cool story. But I don't think I ever had like an ex. I'm trying to think like as I'm singing out loud. I don't think I've ever had an ex-girlfriend's friend hit on me.
It happened more when I was younger than now.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming a lot more younger too.
Yeah.
I remember being very not popular young. Like I had my first girlfriend, I think, when I was like a sophomore in high school.
Yeah.
I knew a girl. I dated a girl. I made fun of myself for this on an old podcast, so I guess it won't be bad if I retell it. But I dated a girl one time only at Club Fusion. Do you remember Club Fusion?
Club Fusion. That's where the old Whiskey Dicks
is now.
Yes.
And it was Club Fusion. And for the people listening that aren't from New Mexico or even in the U.S., it's like a teen club. You could only go to this place if you were like 12 to 17, right?
Yeah. That's a huge age range too. Like,
yeah, but also like weird that there had to be like a club like you got to be underage, motherfucker.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd want like if I had a daughter, my 12-year-old daughter being with 17-year-olds, I was like, oh shit.
I look back and wonder and it was foster parents, but I wonder like what they were thinking at the time, like leaving me there. But nothing too crazy happened. There was a girl that my friend, his name was Robert, and he was like, my friend Amanda wants to dance with you. And he had a sister named Amanda. And I'm like, that's weird. He didn't say which Amanda. And I'm like, I'm not dancing with your sister. He's like, and then so for like an hour, like there's this other girl that was just staring at me like heartbroken. And he goes, that's her. And I'm like, I thought you were talking about your sister. No, it's my sister's friend whose name is also Amanda. And I'm like, oh, well, she's cute. And then we dated like that night. You remember how like intense relationships were when you were young?
Yes, very intense.
So I'm like, oh, I like her. And then we danced. I'm like, we're dating now. It was that intense. And then, but it was so loud. Remember how loud Club Fusion was?
Yeah.
So I couldn't even talk to her.
Back then it was called scamming. Remember you were scamming or macking.
We macked out.
We macked out. Unless you're a green. If you're too green, then you didn't mack out. You're just sitting in the corner like, I like that girl, but I'm just going to play. Nah.
It was my least greenest day. I remember that because I was just like, all right, like this is my fucking girlfriend. And it was like so dramatic, like looking back. But I don't think she knew that because she was just like having fun. And I was just like, I love her. Like, and I remember going home that day. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking like, I'm gonna love her so much. Like, I'm gonna be the And it wasn't like sexual because I hadn't even reached a point where like that was my thought. I was just like, I just love her and like I'm her guy now and that's good.
We're gonna hold hands all the time.
I cannot wait till next Friday when I get to see her again at Club Fusion. Like that was my whole
right. That's what it was when you had a crush on a girl at Club Fusion. Like
you just had to wait to see her again unless she went to your school.
Yeah. But
I had to wait to see her and then I saw her again. And keep in mind, we did this 2 weeks in a row and we couldn't hear. It's so loud. So she would say like, remember there's like a bar and it like sold like nachos and like like pickles and like,
waters.
I'm like, what do you want, girl? Like we got pickles and nachos and hot Cheetos with cheese. And
some Kool-Aid.
Yeah. You're my girl now. What do you want? I got $6. You can get whatever you want. And then week 3, it got weird because I was all in love with her and she didn't even know it yet because we couldn't hear each other. And then I got there and like I got there early because I wanted to see her. She wasn't there. And so I waited like a weirdo by the door and I watched all the kids in line and I saw her and her sister. I'm like, there she is. And I waited for her to pay. She walked right by me. And like, it's like, and I'm like, all right, like, are we fighting? Like,
dude, I think that was like the most, like, it was like so much like,
it was intense.
Anticipation. Like, you get there and like, be like, are they in line yet? Who's in line? Who's there? Like, it was so much like,
it was way more intense than it is as an adult. And rightfully so, because like your hormones are just crazy. And so I was like, all right, like she's mad. And then she started dancing with some dude. And I'm like, I'm fucking done with her. Like it was like so dramatic. I'm like, we're done. We're done. We're broken up. I started telling her like, we're done. We're broke up. But we never actually spoke. And then that was it. Like I just was like, I'm done with this girl. And that was our whole like dating thing. And I actually re-met her later on in life when I was like a senior in high school and stuff. And super cool girl. She was like, did we date? I'm like, yeah, I loved you.
We held hands. I bought you some nachos.
Do you ever remember being so, whether it was in middle school or high school, like so, and you don't have to say who it is, but do you ever remember being so in love that it was like the realest shit ever?
Oh yeah.
Until you grew up and realized like that's not real at all. At the time, it was so real.
Yeah. And the cool thing is like, I'm still friends with like the girls that we were like that because we were like both like, oh my God, this is like, oh, we're in love, this and that.
Yeah.
Fucking listen to Mariah Carey and shit. Like, well, you know what I mean?
Why are you so obsessed with me?
No, it was more like, sweet, sweet fantasy, babe. Like more like that era.
I was like pre I hate Eminem because she hated Eminem.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
This is like lovely Mariah.
It was like, yeah, middle school love. Like,
ooh, pre Nick Cannon too.
Oh yeah.
Which also means pre-baby.
Pre-babies, yeah. Because after
pre-baby
the baby's like,
Mariah.
ooh, sheesh.
Prime Mariah.
Now she's just, I don't know about her now. There's one of my friends, I'm not going to mention her name, but she knows who she is. I grew up with her in high school. She's like married to one of my best friends. She's like a Mariah Carey, like obsessed.
Like to this day, she still is?
Yes. And so I always give her shit. I tell her like, oh, Mariah Carey's really old. Like she's old. Fuck you, Brian. I was like, but we know we're joking around, but like she's always been obsessed with Mariah Carey. And so like we're growing up. She's only 2 years younger than me. And like I said, she's married to like one of my best friends. But Mariah Carey's always been her idol. So like anytime Mariah Carey comes out like on TV or like even a video or something that we like watch or something, be like, she's fucking old now. She's like washed up. She gets all pissed off. So like
if she's like her best friend or something?
Yes, exactly.
She kind of is washed up though, if we're being objective.
Way washed up. Like been there, done that. Like
I think her last big hit was like the Christmas album she did.
That plays over and over
every Christmas. So I guess she's still okay.
It starts in like, it's probably going to start like next month already.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we're about to get some Mariah.
Yeah.
She, or not even she. I always look back because me and Laura went to the Ja Rule concert when he was at Into the Mountain Gods.
I got you those tickets, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Thank you, by the way. And it was so nostalgic because I remember thinking as a kid, this is like the biggest guy. Like, I don't know if kids nowadays will realize this, but this was the number one guy. And at one point, his biggest competition was like Nelly.
Nelly.
Like, yeah.
I used to like Nelly a lot.
Those are like 1 and 2. Put them in whatever order you want. They were the biggest guys. And to go to their concert was like hundreds of dollars. It was far away. It was crazy. And to think that like we're able to go like see him at like a local place.
In our backyard?
Pretty much, yeah. And it's like, and I get it. He's older. And so was Ashanti was there. But she kind of killed it. Like she had her own like vibe going on. Like, and it was like every single song, we knew the song. And so it was so nostalgic, but like kind of cool to see those people again.
Hell yeah. That's why, because I went to go see Nelly too.
How was that?
That was like, I think it was maybe 3 years ago.
How was it though? Like, Did he perform like all the old stuff?
All the old stuff. It was badass. It was in El Paso. I think it was at Don Haskins Center. The crazy thing I remember about that show, we were driving up, and I had just gotten my Mercedes, so we were driving up, and a crazy hailstorm hit, and dented the fuck out of my Mercedes. Fucking
oh man,
dented the fuck out of it. I didn't care. We were partying, whatever. And the next day, I had to take it to get the insurance and her shit. It was almost total. That's how much hail damage it was.
But you guys still went to that concert.
Oh yeah, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. We had a good time. But yeah, Nelly, like I think him.
Does he sound good live?
He does.
Some people don't. Have you been to someone that you had high expectations for and they let you down?
Let me think about that one.
I can give you one while you're thinking of yours.
Let me see. Go.
We went to maybe it was Neon Desert. We saw Wayne. Terrible live. Terrible. Like not even kind of good. One of the greatest rappers in my mind. One of my favorite rappers. Great songs, great hits, great punchlines, very memorable. Did not do good live. And I've seen clips of him recently because he's doing shows again. Sounds the same. Like if you look at the live clips, he's just not good. He's not good live.
Really?
And some rappers just don't have it live. Unless someone, like, if you disagree with me, put it in the comments. But I think that when I heard him, it just was not good. Like he was yelling. It was like raspy. It was like, it just didn't sound the way we hear him on the track.
He should just lip sync or something.
Well, even then, I think like you're running a risk of getting popped. You know what I mean? But he just didn't sound good, and he didn't kill the show. I've been to like other rappers that are way less famous than him that killed it, and so like to see him on the stage there, I was so excited, and it just wasn't. I think there was crowd hype because we all knew the songs, but he just didn't sound good.
That kind of sucks. It kind of ruins the vibe. Because when we went to see Nelly, TLC minus Left Eye was there performing. They were the opener. So it was just like a good 90s vibe. I was like, oh shit, they sound pretty good, just them two.
Really?
And then Nelly came out. I was like, oh, okay.
Sounded pretty good too.
It was pretty good. It was a good hype show. It was like, I'm impressed. It was good.
What do you think is the best concert you've been to? Like for you?
Hands down. My buddy David knows this one. Guns N' Roses.
Oh, really?
Hands fucking down.
Where'd you see them?
In El Paso.
How was that one?
Oh, the shit. It was the shit. So, crazy story. So, I wanted to see him no matter what. I was gonna buy fucking the closest seats I could. The closest seats I could buy were like 7th row. I bought 4 seats. It was for me and the girl I was dating at the time. And then I bought 2 extra seats in case like my homies or someone wanted to buy them. So, not many people that I knew in particular wanted to go see Guns N' Roses and ZZ Top, except for my friend David. My friend David had already won tickets on the radio, but they were general admission. So he was there. I ended up selling my other 2 tickets to some random people, and they paid double what I paid for them. So I was like, fuck yeah, here you go. Here. Cool. Turns out, as soon as ZZ Top was done, they're like, okay, we're going to leave. I was like, what the fuck? You paid double the price for these tickets, and you're going to leave because you just want to see ZZ Top?
Oh, because they sat next to you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So they were just out?
Yeah. So I was like, hey, if you don't mind, can I have your bracelets? Like, yeah, cool. So not only did they pay double the money, they gave me the bracelets.
And then you gave them to
I gave it to my boy and his girl at the time. And he came down. We had the time of our life because he's a huge Guns N' Roses fan too. Like, we had the time of our life. Me and him were just like mind blown. We're so close. We saw fucking just them so close, and it was an amazing show. That was my favorite concert.
And it changes the vibe when you're able to be that close, huh?
Yes.
And for anyone who's never been to a concert that close, it really does. So I went to one. I'd never been to a concert in my life before I met Laura, my wife now. And she's always telling me about concerts she's going to because we were friends before we got together. And I'd been to any, like ever. And so like she took me to my first concert, which is Sublime, and then Cypress Hill opened up for them, which is crazy. And it was indoors. Everyone smoked, like in the whole fucking crowd. So I naturally got like second hand high. It was crazy. And that was fun. And then, but it's crazy. Some of my favorite concerts are people that I didn't even know. Like I didn't even know their music very well, but because we had good seats, you get to vibe better. And then we went to And I have a different favorite concert since then, but have you ever heard of Fantagram?
Yes.
It's like an indie band.
Indie.
They went to Albuquerque and her brother was going, and I'm like, I'll go. And we stood. It was like the pit area, like literally right at the stage. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. I got so lost in that. I never heard a single song they ever did. And there's like a guy and a girl. I don't know too much about them. The girl killed it. Her stage presence was so good. The lighting, they did these laser beams through mirrors, like just the way they did it. And the girl that was in Fantagram just lit the show up, and she killed it with her energy. And she wasn't like Adele. Like she didn't have like this like groundbreaking voice. She had really good stage presence and like knew how to perform, and she killed it. And that was my favorite concert for the longest time. And so when I would tell people like, who the fuck is that? Like you've been to Sublime and Cypress Hill and all these other concerts, and like your favorite one's this person I never heard of. But the seats matter. Like we're in a great spot. And I just like, I zoned in on like the way they're performing, and I just got lost in it.
Yeah, we saw Axl Rose and Slash like right there. Like, yes, the screen's big, but like we saw them like right there.
What was it like to see their like the way they performed? Or like, did you see something in them, like an energy, a passion? Like, did it seem like they wanted to be there, or was it just another show?
And that was a thing that like I was kind of like expecting them to be old and just be like lip syncing and just kind of like going through the motions.
Yeah.
But then like my boy David, like I said, like me and him are like super fans, and so when he came down, I think that brought the energy even more. And so when he came down and they were performing, because he got there like right as they started performing, so the show just turned up that much more. The girls were with her like, yeah, Guns N' Roses, whatever. But me and him were just like, fuck yeah, like this is like our idols growing up, like fucking rock and roll, like. And we saw Slash and Axl Rose like just fucking tearing it up, and we were just fucking just having a blast. And it was just something you can't even like explain the experience when you have that type of energy, that type of like love for the music that you grew up to as a kid, not even as an adult. You grew up to them, so like that's your passion. Like you were brought up with this kind of music, and then you see them as an adult, like so many years later in El Paso, in the fucking 7th row seat. Is like, wow. And like I said, me and him appreciated it so much that we talk about it every time we get drunk. Hey, what was your favorite concert? Guns N' Roses, dog. Guns N' Roses, dog. Like,
do you think it meant more to you because when that music was in its prime or when it was coming out, like, did it feel like they say the best music is the music that you relate to in some way? They say the same thing about comedy. People laugh the most because they relate to some part of the joke in their own life. It's like going to a comedian, they're making fun of a girl that takes forever to get ready, and you're like, my fucking girl takes forever to get ready. So they say the same thing about music. Sometimes they do music that hits you a certain way, whether it's the beat, the lyrics, all of it.
Oh, yeah.
And so when you get to see it live, do you remember like feeling like, oh,
it takes you back into that moment.
Yes.
It takes you back to that moment. And then it also like brings you back to the present because you can still relate to it. The words, the lyrics, the vibe, like you felt this way when you were younger, but like as an adult, you kind of transition that feeling. Like these lyrics are making sense. The vibe makes sense. Like I remember this feeling, and I still love this feeling.
Yeah.
And it was just so amazing. Like the second best concert that I went to was Garth Brooks. I'm a variety of music. I love country concerts. Like I just love the performances. But Guns N' Roses like all time favorite.
I'm glad you brought up country concerts too, because I listened to country a lot growing up, but I didn't listen to it a lot. My biological parents listened to country, and I had a bad relationship with them. So I listened to the old school stuff, and I didn't for years. So Garth Brooks was one of them. He's like the OG. You know, I mean, George Strait. We can talk about other ones, right? I've never been to a country concert, but I do remember my mom had a VHS of Garth Brooks. And
it was
VHS? A VHS, bro. And like she would show it to me, and it was like when he did "When the Thunder Rolls," and like it was the whole like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And it was just like, oh man, like it just seemed like and you probably know this better than me, so I'll ask.
Is it because I'm older,
or because you're you old son of a bitch?
Whoa, guy, easy guy, we just met.
It's cause
It's Cuzzo.
It's Cuzzo.
It's Cuzzo.
It's Cuzzo.
It's Cuzzo.
Lizzo's cousin is called Cuzzo. I don't know if you know that. He's coming out soon. He's very large and in charge. No, I remember watching this Garth Brooks thing, and I remember thinking he was like wasn't he the originator of like hardcore country, like kind of like rocky country?
I think he started
like a lot of electric guitar in country.
I think he started it because he was like one of the originals, like with George Strait and stuff. But like Garth Brooks, I think actually kind of like made a little transition to take a little risque and like take it a little bit further. That's why his shows are like super like electric, like
Yes.
mind blowing, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I love country bars. I would much rather go to a country bar any day over a hip hop. And I love hip hop music way more.
Same.
Over a hip hop bar, over any other kind of
drama,
bar.
everything. It's just the vibe.
It just seems like people are trying to have fun.
Yeah.
And granted, like there's always someone crazy at every bar.
Yeah.
And so we get that. But it just seems like country bars, especially if you're single, like the women there are actually trying to meet people and you're trying to meet them. And it's more of like, do you want to, I would love to dance. I would love to dance too. And like, I remember going to a country bar when I was single before I was with my wife now. And it was the very at a hip hop bar, I'm trying to figure out who to hit on. At a country bar, these girls are coming up to me like, would you like to dance? What are you doing? Let's do this. Can we sing karaoke? Do you know how to do this swingy foot thing? Like they were all like, it was very seamless. And it seems like it's more peaceful and also more available.
Exactly.
I think it's like a hidden gem in New Mexico.
I think
to be able to go to one.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy how much music impacts like your, like the way you grow up.
Everything.
Like sometimes, yeah. Was there ever a song that you would play over and over that you're like, this is my fucking like anthem?
I have an anthem.
You have a few, I bet. Give me one though.
Well, my current anthem that's been my anthem for a couple of years. It's called "Ride It."
Is it what kind of music? Or
it's like a
sounds sexual, man.
No way, guy. Whoa. Ride It.
It's by Hugh Hefner.
No, it's by Regard. And we like all my friends, all my close friends, even my friends. Regard. It's called "Ride It."
Is it? What kind of music is it though?
It's a little bit of like house pop.
Is it like EDM almost?
A little bit, yeah. It's a little bit EDM.
Okay.
But like every time the song comes on, like me and my friends, like you'll hear the fucking beat, "Ride It," and like we'll start doing the little "Ride It" PRGs dance. It's called the PRG dance. You just go "Ride It," "Ride It." Like everyone knows it. Like all my friends.
Your anthem.
Oh yeah, it's my anthem for sure. Like if I were to die soon, I'd be like, hey, play my song when I die.
Would you play it at your funeral?
Oh fuck yeah!
Ride it at your funeral?
Yeah,
you don't think your mom would be upset, or dad, or grandma, or aunt?
Nah, because they've seen me do the dance. They'd be like, "Ride It."
Oh, so it'll be memorable.
It'll be memorable. Yeah, it'd be pretty good.
I want my anthem at my funeral to be something sexual as fuck.
Whoa.
For no reason at all, by the way. I want it to be like The Weeknd.
Ooh, all the songs are fucking like that. All of them. All of them. Baby making music.
Every single song. Well, mine, I guess like some of the mainstream, the Super Bowl songs were very like, okay. But I remember the first time I heard Weeknd, it was like, I don't even remember the song. But I remember telling someone, hey, you got to listen to this guy. He's pretty good. He's going to be famous.
He's pretty good?
And yeah, check this out. And I popped it on and it was like, pussy dripping sweat, pussy down your mouth. Like, it was just like so sexual. I'm grabbing on your throat, ho. Like, I was like, oh shit. Like, I shouldn't have shown you this song. It's going to sound like I'm trying to fuck you. Like, it was just like a weird moment. So I'm like, I got to stop telling people who The Weeknd is. Like, on the off chance they think I'm like a male rapist or something.
But at the same time, like when you brought a girl home, like your playlist would be like The Weeknd. Alexa, play The Weeknd.
I learned young that like, that's not a good move. Maybe the girls I was talking to, it wasn't. Because I played some R&B once. Dude, I had candles. You want to hear a funny story? I knew a girl, her name was Amber, and I met her in a FYU shelter. All my stories are like, I was in foster care and life sucked. But she was a really cute girl, and we had left the home, the group home. And she got put in a home, and I got put in a foster home. And then she was about to get shipped off for like a work thing, like a Job Corps. And it was her last week, and I convinced my foster dad at the time, hey, I'm going to have this girl over. And you know what's funny? I didn't know this yet. I'm like now remembering this as I tell you. The foster dad that I'm telling you about, he ends up being gay. Well, he was probably already gay. Like I just didn't know young like what that meant. So like when it makes more sense because like, hey, I'm gonna have this girl over. Like I just want to hang out with her. And he was like so about it. Yeah, do your thing. And I remember thinking like, what a weird thing. But as an adult, I'm like, oh, he's probably like, I get it. Like,
wow.
And so he was cool with it. And so I think I must have been like 14 or 15 years old. And I had this 17-year-old girl over at the house who was about to get shipped off to Job Corps. And I thought it would be a great idea if I like made my room like super like
romantic,
yes.
like R&B-ish,
so
candles.
I had fucking candles, bro. I had a lot of candles. And then I played Omarion like in the background, like on repeat, bro. It was like an MP3 player. And I think it was O. Do you remember O?
Yeah.
Like
We're showing our age, dog.
Bro.
But I'd rather show our age that I'm your age because that'll make me feel better.
Yes.
I'll say we're the same age. I'm your age.
He's like 4 weeks older than me.
I'm 4 weeks older than you.
Yeah, see?
There we go. What year were you born?
Very young ago.
Okay, me too. Very young ago plus 7.
How old are you? Very young ago?
Very young ago.
All right, sir, step out. I'm going to need you to do some sobriety test.
I plead the fifth.
I swear to God, I'm very young ago.
I'm going to call my lawyer.
I'm going to call my lawyer. He's young ago, too.
Young ago.
So I had her over, and I thought it would be... So multiple things went wrong that night. But first of all, I thought she'd be impressed. I learned very quickly. She like laughed. And then she was like, "What are you doing? I hate R&B." And I'm like, "I fucking hate it too." Like my fucking foster dad must have left this shit on.
What?
And then my foster dad comes in and he's like, "Did you leave candles on in your room?" Like we're gone an hour picking up this girl. And I'm like, "Oh, like it was so weird."
Complete backfire.
It was a nightmare, dude.
Oh man!
And thank God she was a trooper. Like we ended up like having like a pizza party, and then I took her outside, and then like she played a prank on me where she put a such a bad prank. She put a light bulb in my pizza. Like what?
Wait, what?
like a Christmas light, those little mini ones. She like because we had Christmas lights on the balcony.
Okay.
Like the patio, like to make it look all sensual or whatever. I didn't do it. It's just the way. It's a gay thing, bro. My gay foster dad did this thing. And she had plucked one out while I was in the kitchen and thought it would be funny to put it in my pizza.
Don't tell me you ate it.
Bro, I crunched it.
Oh.
And then I crunch it and she laughs and I don't eat it, but I spit it out. And she's like, haha. And then I remember thinking, how fucking crazy are you? You almost killed me. But then also I had such a bad night, like ruining shit for her. That I'm like, all right, we're even now. Like I remember thinking like, all right, we're good. Because if she gets mad at me, I get to bring up this light shit in the pizza.
That's very el toxica of her.
I agree.
Wow.
If you're out there in this world listening, it's very
El toxica. El toxica. You don't be putting light bulbs in people's pizza. That's not partying right, guy.
Yeah, but it went bad. That's pretty much it. She actually, we never did anything, by the way, because I think it was me. I think she wanted, like, and we're young. I was a kid. I shouldn't have been. He should have never let me have a girl over. But I think she like when I look back on it, I'm like maybe she did want to. She was going away for a week, and she was like all like touchy-ish. Then we took her home. I never saw her again ever. To this day, she might be out there somewhere. But the moral of the story is being romantic and that like R&B,
that era,
playing that R&B, it doesn't always work.
No,
because I thought she'd walk in and be like, "Oh my God, this is fucking fantastic." She was just like gross. Like, what are you playing? Is that Omarion?
And even if they did like it, they knew what you were thinking. Like, really? It's like, well, what do you want me to play? Some fucking rock and roll? Like, come on.
I don't think I had it like that. I never look back at my younger years and like I remember thinking I was so weird, man. It wasn't until like high school, my senior year, because I was a good basketball player. I did MMA fighting and like I met and I met some popular guys and hung out with them and got close to them. That I finally started getting girls that liked me. But prior to that, like it was pretty bad.
Pretty dry.
Minus that Club Fusion thing I told you about. But other than that, there wasn't a lot of dating going on in my life.
Sheesh.
No, I was not that guy.
You weren't that guy?
No, I don't think I broke anyone's heart. I know it sounds bad, or most
That's
girls
good,
like
though.
no. So most people be like, it's a good thing, but like
It is.
that's how bad I was at talking to women. I don't think I even had a heart to break. Like I don't think I had anyone else's heart to break.
I think I don't know if you when like for me like I got my heart broken when I was younger or whatever, and through my adolescent years when I was a teenager or very young, then kind of feelings were kind of numb. So like I was like, okay, so this girl, blah blah blah, so it should be the same way. But as I got older, it's like that's kind of fucked up because like karma came back. Like you fall in love with someone and they fucking break your heart, and you're just like, ouch. And you think about like, what did I do wrong? Maybe you didn't do nothing wrong, but maybe it's karma paying you back.
Sure. Do you remember breaking some hearts?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like an asshole. Like
Yeah.
I was super young though. I was like high school, like young college, like yeah, but not. I can't say anything when I was older. Like after my 30s now, I kind of grew from that experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do remember feeling that way. It's like, God damn, dude, like. It seemed at that moment, it's like, just push them away. But then as you get older, it's like it happens to you, and it's like, wow, this is how you made some other people feel.
Mm.
And so, yeah, now I'm just like, I'm a lot more careful about how I treat people and how I, like, it's a whole different genre now. it's whole different.
Yeah, I think, yeah, when you mature, I'm the same way. And I never broke any, God, I hope I broke someone's heart. I'm telling you right now, I hope I broke one person's heart just to like say I did it. I don't know if I did. I was very sweet. I was a very kind kid, and I was I was for sure weird, but like I never wanted to hurt anyone. Like I grew up in a bad home. I grew up in foster care. I grew up in and out of different places and meeting different people, and I never wanted anyone to feel what I felt. And it wasn't until I got a little bit of control, until I realized like, oh, people actually are into me,
Yep.
and like I could do something with this, that I did for sure hurt some feelings later on in life, which I was able to like recognize and like make sure I don't do again. But like yeah, it's crazy to like think back to like the power that we hold as human beings, both men and women. Like the ability, you kind of alluded to it earlier. Like we don't really know. Like when you make decisions, have you ever cheated?
Cheated?
Cheated.
Like when I was super, super younger, but not as an adult. Like, no.
I never did. And it's like people don't believe me when I say that, and that's fine. I think it's pretty rare for a guy not to do that. I never did. I've been in some bad relationships where like I've been cheated on and like stayed in them, and like I know
That's a touchy
it's
subject. Yes, exactly.
I remember thinking, had I cheated, maybe I would understand this more. And so like it was a weird moment in my life, all the times it happened, where I was just so hurt, but then I stayed in those relationships. And I remember later on in life looking back and thinking like, had I cheated early in life, maybe I would have like understood why I should have got out of those relationships.
Or even like made it neutral or made it numb or something instead of being hurt. Yeah.
I was so hurt that I was like,
Nope.
I better just stay here until I figure it out. Like
That's the thing. That's the thing. Yes, you got hurt, but yeah, like I'm gonna just give this a chance. Maybe it'll work.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because you're used to it or just because like you want it to like change or whatever. But
or maybe you also understand what it's like to make that same bad decision. Like when I work right now with people that are in recovery from drugs and alcohol, and I relate to that. So it's very easy for me to like not give up on someone that's in a very, very bad spot because I know what that's like. Had I never been in, I talk to people all the time where they're like, I don't get it. Why don't they just quit? And like, sure. Like if I had never been through anything in my life, I think I might agree with that. I don't agree with that because I understand what it's like to go through stuff like that. So when it goes to cheating or treating someone like doing those things, like part of me in the most healthy way thinks like maybe if I understood that, like I would have handled it better in the moments where I was cheated on, because I feel like I should have, every single one, I should have got out.
Yep. I think it's like a double-edged sword though. Like you have the big heart to like stay with it or to like, give it another chance, whatever. But at the same time, what if you were smart enough to get out of it before you got that deep into it and got that hurt, whatever. It's just, it's hard. When you have a big heart, it's hard to like get out, safely without getting hurt. Cause you're going to get hurt no matter what. When you have a big heart, you're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean,
do you think you have a big heart?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I do. It sucks though sometimes.
It does. Hell yeah.
It does.
So I'm assuming you've been hurt a few times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you find yourself in a better place today than you were when you got hurt?
Yeah, I'm still
like
learning.
Emotionally. Yeah.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, it makes you grow as a person. You learn. My perspective is nowadays when you break up, you want to learn from that situation. You want to learn from their mistakes, from your mistakes. Even if you don't understand what you did wrong, or if you didn't do anything wrong, maybe you learn how to place your trust in different types of people, or just not try to fall so fast.
Yeah.
It's just it's kind of like I said, it's a double-edged sword. Like it happens with friends, it happens with family. Like when you want to try to help other people so much that you kind of forget about yourself.
Yeah.
Like you kind of forget about yourself, and that's hard to kind of get back. And you have to get back into that state of mind. It's like, okay, now I got to focus on myself and be happy for myself, and then still be happy for everybody else. It's just it's very hard to balance. It's very hard to balance.
So how do you balance it?
Currently, like right now, I try to stay busy. Like I'm doing my real estate classes. I'm going to the gym a lot. Just doing a lot of studying. Hanging out with my son. Just trying to stay busy. Trying to stay busy. The more downtime you have, I think the more negativity that goes through your head. Whether it's depression, whether it's anxiety, just when you have certain stuff that goes into your head, mental disorders, whatever, whether you have it or you don't, stuff happens to people to where they'll have these weird thoughts and they'll be like, they'll feel lonely, they'll feel like in a dark place. And I think the best thing for that is just staying busy, man. That you have to stay busy, hang out with people that are positive. That doesn't mean just partying all the time on the weekends, because that's the worst thing you could do is party all the time. But at least like during the week, go to the gym, focus on work, focus on school, read a book, do something that's like outside of your norm or outside of partying. Do something positive for your body. On weekends, yes, you could drink here and there and hang out with friends, but like when you're going through shit, like I think you really have to take time to self-reflect, which is hard for a lot of people to do, because personally, I like being around people.
Yeah.
And so saying if I was to be going through some shit, like yes, you want to be by yourself, but at the same time, you don't want to be by yourself. You want to be with people that that love you, that you love back. It's just a hard balance to do, because you don't know what's the right thing to do. Like, do you take time to like reflect on yourself and do positive stuff and study and do this shit, or do you hang out with friends and party and have a good time and kind of like relieve yourself and forget those issues? So I think that's the biggest challenge, like when you're going through some deep shit, like trying to figure out how to best spend your time, your free time at least.
Yeah, it's a hard one because you want to like maintain the balance of like what you're doing, but most people going through hard stuff don't know they're going through hard stuff. And so like, did you have like a friend or a family member or someone like to kind of nudge you along the way? Like, hey bro.
Honestly, like I it's hard to say, because I'm kind of quiet to myself when shit goes down. And I try not to push people away at the same time. So like, whenever I'm going through some shit, I'll have a couple of people that I'll like hit up, hey, like this is going on, and they'll be there for me and stuff. But like I said, it's hard to balance. Hey, do we go hang out and have beers, and party and have a good time and like kind of like just let go of all the stress, or do I stay home and like kind of just chill? Fucking, it's a hard balance, because you don't. It's hard to understand what you need.
Yeah. Well, most people don't understand what they need, which is why they're making the decisions they're making in the first place.
Exactly.
But you kind of know as human beings what feels good.
Yes.
And drinking and partying and stuff like that, it feels good that night. That's about it, bro. I don't think I've ever once in my life woke up after a day of partying and felt better. There's no way it can match the actual partying.
Nope. Like unless you kept going, of course.
Yeah. And well, even then.
And then it turns into a binge. And then like 2 days later, you're just like, I hate my fucking life.
Yeah. It never ends well. You even need a break from that just so that can feel good again.
Yep.
And so it's like a weird balance. But you've been in a cool part of your life where like you're kind of have a little bit more freedom now than you may have had years ago, because you were being a parent and doing other things with your job and things like that. So you have this opportunity that like, if you wanted to just literally become a kid again, you could. A lot of people do that, by the way.
I think that's the thing that some people understand, some people don't. I'm older than a lot of my friends and stuff, but
even though you look fucking 10.
Sheesh. Yeah,
I'm just kidding. He's not 10. He's
I'm 29, guy.
He's 29
or 34, 36, somewhere around there.
He's I'm
18. Your age. What's your age?
I'm 32. He's 32.
I'm 32. Okay. No, I think I'm 34. I'm 2 years older than you. Maybe we'll go with that.
Whatever lie you want to go with, I'm in for that.
I don't know.
Let's go 28.
Ooh, that's way too far.
I just said you look 10, so I think anywhere close to that is going to be believable.
My son's 19 though. I didn't start that early.
Immaculate conception. Adoption. Dude, how weird would the world be if like you had to adopt adults?
Oh man.
Can you imagine?
I've never even thought about that.
What would you do if someone walked up to you today and was like, "This is Henry and he's 50." And we went.
Does he party right, guy? I don't know.
Is his name King Henry?
It depends.
Or is it bitch ass Henry? I need to know what kind of Henry.
I need to know what kind of Henry is. Like,
no, but you do a good job, man. Because I think I've known you for a long time, and when people say things like that, I want to be very clear about it, because I've known you literally like a long time, but we haven't been very close for the whole time. Mm. And so like I'm sure you have way closer friends that have known you probably longer, and some shorter that know you better. And so I've known you for a long time, meaning that I've seen you at one version of you 10 plus years ago and then a version of you now. And I think you're very similar. But I think you do a really good job of finding balance of like fun and life, because you've been at the same job forever. You're a great father to your child. You're a great human being when you go out, but you also find ways to have fun in between. And whether that's going to concerts or whether that's like going out here or whether that's like whatever it is in your life. Like, I think that's hard because I think people always think it's one or the other. Am I a dad or am I fun?
Yeah.
Am I safe or am I like a caution symbol? You know what I mean? And I think there's a good balance in between. And I think you did a good job of finding that.
I appreciate that. Some of my close friends that I've known for a long time, they say that a lot. It's hard for me to like realize it because I'm living it.
Yeah.
But like my 20s, when all my friends were 21 and stuff, like I wasn't partying because I had just had my son.
Yeah.
Like, so my 20s were spent pretty much raising my newborn son until, you know, he was like 8, 9 years old, whatever. And then my 30s, like I started to go out a little bit more. And now, you know, my son he's 19, whatever. So now I'm able to like do the stuff that my 20-year-old friends used to do. And like,
Yeah.
sometimes it's like people like, oh, you're already this age, and you're out at the bars. Like, yeah, I already raised an adult. Like, I raised a kid. Like, I had full custody since he was 13 years old. You know, he's doing good. He has a full-time job. He's living with me. Like, he's not doing drugs or he doesn't even party. He's straight arrow.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like now I can feel comfortable like going out, hanging out with friends, or going out to the bars. Like, oh, you're too old. It's like, dude, like when I was 21, I was fucking raising a kid. You know, so. People that don't know me, they'll say that, oh, you're too old to go to the bar. Well, then fuck you. Like, you don't even know me, dude. You don't know my life. You don't know what I've been through. Where are you at your life? Like, what are you doing right now?
Mostly people that say that are exactly what you said. Like, what are you really doing? It's an insecurity when people make statements like that because they're projecting what they feel about themselves.
Exactly.
But the reality of it is you can be a great parent at fucking 15. I know that happens in China. Like, the youngest parents ever were like 11 and 13 in China. And I'm not saying that person was great, but I'm saying like, the love that child felt could be this like the greatest love ever.
Yep.
And you can also be a great parent late. There's some people that don't get pregnant until 40. You know what I mean? And then you can also be bad young and bad old. That part doesn't change, just like what you're doing with your life and the way that you are. I think you can tell a lot about a person's character like pretty quickly. So anyone that says things like that, it's just because they haven't paid attention enough.
Yeah, you don't have no experience of it. And it's just.
And this is coming from someone who's in foster care, meaning my parents were bad parents. You don't get to lose your kids because you did great, you know? And they had kids young and they had some of us old, but I respect the people that are present because it's present is part of it. Maybe I should clarify that. Present is a big piece of it, but also what are you doing? What is the content of your time? Because there was also some bad foster parents. There's abusive foster parents. People don't know that. There's kids that I knew that were in homes that got put in other homes because the foster parent was abusive. And it's like, it doesn't mean that you're a great person because you chose to take in someone else's kid. And that's the old additive that like, if you do heroic things and you're a hero, that's not true.
No.
You know what I mean? And I know this is probably a bad comparison, but think of any bad person historically, like the Hitlers, like historically evil people, right? Someone loved that person.
Yeah. Idolized them or something.
Hitler had a mom that thought he was the greatest little boy in the world.
Yeah.
Hitler had a wife. You know what I mean? Hitler had a friend, I'm sure. You know what I mean? And again, Hitler, it's never good when you like compare people to Hitler, but take any historical figure that has been demonized. Someone loved that person. Someone loved Jeffrey Dahmer. Someone loved all these people that were Ted Bundy. Like I'm just saying that like everyone has love and everyone has someone who cares about them, but it doesn't make you a good person. You know what I mean? And so it's really about what you do with the information that you have. And some people break bad old and some people do it young and some people never do it. But I really do like to think that I try to understand a person when I meet them, like based off what I see, not what I've heard. And you see it a lot in like celebrities, you know what I mean? Like the whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. Like if that story came out like without all the trial, like you would be like, Johnny Depp's a fucking asshole. He's a nightmare. Like I cannot believe he did these things to her.
That trial needed to happen.
And then you see the trial and you're like, oh my God, like this girl's out of her mind evil. You know what I mean? But we would never know that. And that set such a crazy precedence for like being able to expose someone who's toxic. And so it's like.
And many other people are toxic.
Yes, many that we don't know about.
Many that we don't know about or that we knew about.
But it's sad because they started this whole believe all women thing, which it was great when it happened. Like, sure, because there are some women that aren't heard. But you can't believe them all. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's for sure some bad ones, and I think that's proven now. And so it's like you can't, like, you have to really hear and figure out what's going on before you can make a judgment.
For sure.
I think so.
Like I said, I think that case needed to happen. It opened up a lot of eyes, not only for women, but like for guys too. Like, it's okay to fucking, say, yes, this is happening to me,
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to hold it in, or you don't have to like hide it and shit like that. Like, shit happens. Like, like, tell people.
Yeah, I think it's like, and I'm so glad that they played videos of Johnny Depp fucked up. Like, and he was like an asshole. Do you remember he was like pissing in his own garden? Like, there's like videos of him breaking wine glasses, and it's like,
shit.
And I remember thinking like, this is bad. Like when they showed it, but then I liked the response because I'm like, this is true. Like,
it's real life.
Just because he had a great point, and I wish I remember exactly what he said, but there's a famous clip of that trial where they asked Johnny about all the things he did. And he said, yeah, like, I'm an abusive guy, but the only person I've ever abused is myself.
Myself, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that.
He's like, I've never abused anyone else. And
that was classic. That's
what a powerful message, because it's like all the things that she had shown was him abusing himself, him being way too drunk, him burning a cigarette on himself, like him being fucked up on pills, like MDMA, like
everything.
Like, what's wrong with that? If the gender roles were reversed, we'd immediately have sympathy for for the girl.
It'd be like non-existent.
But because it's Johnny, and I give him a lot of credit, and he's so like charismatic, like when he said that, I'm like, God, like he's so right. Like he's abusive to himself. Like, since when is that a crime?
That's I don't know. I give that guy a lot of respect. That's my cub right there.
Let's go football. Because it's training camp. Have you been watching any of the videos?
Yes, very much.
So they officially, I'm a huge football guy, by the way, as well. So they announced that for sure Trey Lance is the quarterback. Jimmy G's free to seek trades, but even if he doesn't get one, he's not starting the year.
Exactly.
So he's going to be on the bench. So we got Trey Lance. How do you feel about that?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
We needed a mobile quarterback. Jimmy G's taken us so far and stuff, but like he's very limited at the very end of the day. He just doesn't have that edge to push us to the next level. We've gotten to the Super Bowl. We've gotten to NFC Championship.
Both with him, by the way.
Yes, both with him, but he choked. It's like, oh, guy, you're this good, you're this efficient, but you don't have that edge, you don't have that fire, you don't have the fucking balls to get us to the next fucking level. And I think Trey Lance is a young quarterback. He's mobile. He has a fucking arm. He has a fucking gun.
He's a cannon.
Yeah.
People forget how good he was, for good reason, by the way, because he only played one game the year they had the COVID.
His senior year or something. Or whatever.
And then he got hurt one of the other years, right? So I think he played like 2 games in like college, right?
2 games is like junior or sophomore year or some shit.
But. Yes. And then his freshman year he did play and he was pretty good.
Yeah.
But the last 2 years we saw him, he played 2 games. And so like I think people think that he's, well, first of all, the casual fan doesn't even know, but people that actually watch will still have some trepidation. I think he's good. I watched his training camp videos, but even before that, I think he's very good. I hope that he's as good as he looks, because sometimes guys look good and it just doesn't work.
I'm just glad that they didn't put him on the spotlight last year on his first year like they did like other rookie quarterbacks.
He started a few games, right?
Just because Jimmy was hurt, yeah.
And he didn't look too great. They brought him in, even in a Jimmy game, to rush a touchdown. I think at the 2 or 3 yard line. I think it was like week 1 or 2, and he looked great rushing the ball. He had, to me, you could tell me as a 49ers fan, he looked like he had some bad decision making. His talent looks great. He clearly has a great deep ball. He's very athletic. He's very good at throwing on the run. It just seems like he wasn't quite ready for the speed of the game, which makes sense. He didn't play a lot of college ball. But that, you can learn that. So when I'm looking at a guy, I'm like, you can't learn how to have a big arm. You can't learn how to like be mobile, but you can definitely learn decision making. Tom Brady is a perfect example.
Yes.
And so that gives me hope for him. I actually think that he's going to be great this year.
I think so too. I'm excited.
They didn't really lose anyone, did they?
No,
they re-signed Debo.
We got Debo.
Brandon Ayuk's there.
Debo.
They lost Raheem Mostert, who was hurt anyways
all
after
the time.
week 1. Who was great, by the way. I loved him. But they have a ton of good running backs.
Elijah Mitchell should be great. Man.
Yeah.
Elijah Mitchell, yes.
George Kittle's still there. We're missing someone. There's another big target there. Who's the other receiver there? We're missing someone.
Ayuk, Debo, Kittle. Who's it missing?
I feel like it's someone new that they got, but I can't. But they and then Nick Bosa's still there. They have an amazing defense. They have an amazing coach. I think they're going to be really good.
I'm a little bit worried about the offensive line just because we've had some losses, like our center, Alex Mack.
Is he hurt?
No, he retired.
Oh, okay.
And he was like one of the greatest centers.
Yeah, people underestimate the offensive line. They're not like they're not going to make the papers or anything, but it's like a big deal.
It's huge. It guards the quarterback. It's huge. It's huge, and that's what I'm worried about. We're having a lot of shift, a lot of replacements, and
was he like a pass blocker or run blocker? Or both?
He was both, man. Alex Mack was the best center, like, and he barely decided to retire like last minute, like 3 weeks ago. So it's like,
oh man,
now they're trying to like fill those shoes. They drafted one, but he's too young. Like they're trying to like shift shit. So like a center's a big deal. Like it's that's where the shit starts. Like if they have a lot of control of the very first touch of the ball, so it's scary.
Yeah,
that's scary, especially with a new quarterback too. It's like, yes, he's mobile and stuff, but you don't want to see him get hurt. You don't want to see him having to run every single time because our offensive line is weak.
True.
You know?
Yeah, especially in his first full year.
Yeah,
you want to see him to have some opportunities to figure things out.
I'm excited. Our first game is against Chicago because we're playing against Justin Fields, and one of my best friends. We're going to his wedding. Greg Mendoza. We're playing the Bears. We're gonna kick your ass again, guy.
Is he a Fields fan? You can be a Bears fan and not be a Justin
he's
Fields
a Bears fan. He almost turned to a Raiders fan because they moved to Las Vegas and the Bears suck so much, Greg. But the cool thing is, like, so the Niners actually play the Raiders in Vegas on New Year's Day.
Oh wow!
And I usually go to 2 or 3 games a year. For sure, I'm gonna go to the Niners versus Bucks in San Francisco.
Okay.
I'm thinking about going to the Niners versus Raiders in Las Vegas on New Year's Day.
Have you been to that stadium before?
No.
I would love to go to that stadium.
Prices are crazy,
Oh,
especially because it's New Year's Day.
Yes.
Like, because I like to sit on the 200 levels. Like 200 levels, on the end zone, you can see the play develop. I've sat on the side. I sat in the front. I've sat almost because I go to 2 or 3 games a year.
That's good to know. I've never been to one.
So the
what's
best
the 200
seats,
level? Is that like mid?
Yeah. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you want to sit on the 200 level in the end zone so you can see the plays develop. You can see the whole field.
Wait, in the end zone?
Yes.
Better than the sideline?
Yes, because if you're on the sideline, you see you can't see the play develop that way. When you're on the end zone, you see the whole field develop. It's a whole different experience. A lot of people say, "Oh yeah, you have to sit on the 50-yard line." Yeah, but you see it this way, and the field is long ways.
That's actually very interesting.
The field is long ways, so you want to see the long side of the field.
Even when they're like about to score, you can still see the play pretty well.
Yes.
Oh
yes.
Wow.
I'll always buy end zone tickets on the second level, always.
Okay.
And like I said,
good to know.
I've sat in the 50-yard line, whatever, and the thing you have to consider is the field is long ways, so there's only so much field you can see the width, but the length, you want to see the length, so you want to sit on the longer side of the field so you can see the plays develop. And it took me a lot of years to understand that, and now I'll only sit on the 200 level in the end zone.
So if you go to Allegiant, you're going to stay on the second level and try to get the end zone ones.
Yep.
And then you're only going to do it because your buddy's a Raiders fan and you want to rub it in his face.
I just want to do it just because I'll probably be in Vegas for New Year's anyways.
The Raiders are probably going to be pretty good this year. We have to give them some credit. They didn't get worse. We know that.
They did get better.
Yeah. But they got better in a lot of ways, not just one.
Yeah.
Darren Waller, hopefully, is not an alcoholic anymore.
Is he suspended or no?
No, I think he's going to play. Josh Jacobs also was in a DWI accident. Maybe it's a Vegas thing. Jacobs should be better, full year recovered. Waller should be better. Hunter Renfrow looks great. And of course, Derek Carr has his best friend in Devontae Adams there now.
So does Derek Carr, does he wear eyeliner or not?
I don't think he does, but I get why you would think that.
You don't think so?
I knew a guy in a different movie that looked kind of like Derek Carr, and I told my wife that, and I'm like, why is that dude wearing eyeliner? And she's like, that's just how guys look when they have really dark hair. But you have really dark hair.
I don't have eyeliner, guy.
You don't look like you're wearing eyeliner.
No,
so
I don't.
think she lied to me.
I think he wears eyeliner. I swear he wears eyeliner.
I want a divorce.
He's like he's like that.
Baby, you lied. I'm out.
He wears that 80s fucking eyeliner. It's like, Almost like
He does look like ASI Lamb.
He almost does that Goodbye Horses kind of thing with his eyes though.
I feel like when he goes home, he's gonna try to resurrect Chucky doll.
Ooh, yeah, with black hair.
Due Dumbala.
With black hair.
Give me the power, I beg of you. And then Devontae's like, cut it out, Derek.
Devontae?
Stop it, Derek. Due, stop it. Chucky's gonna rise up, and it's gonna be John Gruden.
Whoa!
He's gonna be the little Chucky doll.
It's exactly him. Oh man, with that little. Okay, so on Instagram, have you seen that little ghost that keeps doing the little dance with the Goodbye Horses theme in the background?
No.
Do you remember Betty Boop cartoon?
Yes.
So there's that ghost, that slim ghost. They're using him.
Well, I remember Betty Boop the cartoon. I don't remember like an episode or anything.
Well, that's what my friend.
There was a ghost. I was like part of the show.
There's a ghost. If you like look on Instagram, every time you play like Goodbye Horses, it's this ghost that's like he's doing this weird dance and his pants fall. And like people use that ghost like in their house or like in the outside, and they keep on remaking this Goodbye Horses theme. And it's like, damn, that song is like, it's super old school and it's funny. But now that people are bringing it back, it's even more funny because a lot of people are being very creative. Like there's one guy like he had the ghost like walking down the stairs with him, and the ghost keeps dropping his pants. And dude drops his pants at the same time. I was like, whoa, guy, come on. You planned this way too well. Way too well. But it's like that, from Silence of the Lambs, right? The Goodbye Horses.
What? I don't remember Goodbye Horses.
What?
Are you talking about the main guy?
Goodbye Horses is a song that came from the Silence of the Lambs.
But what part did the song come on?
When Buffalo Bill was like...
Was he lowering the basket?
Yes. And he was putting his lipstick on. He's like, I would fuck me hard.
It's called Goodbye Horses.
Goodbye Horses.
Do you know who it's by?
Lazarus.
You're all, I fucking know exactly who
I've heard.
How do you spell it?
Goodbye Horses or Lazarus?
Yeah, start with Goodbye Horses.
Start with good. Yeah. Silent G.
I found it.
Dude.
So this is the song that plays during the movie?
Yes. And it's when Buffalo Bill's like, he's putting lipstick on and like he like there's probably a video that shows him through the video. Through the movie.
Oh, that might be. All right, let's try to find.
But it's like the famous chapstick thing.
It was what is it called? Silence of the Lambs?
Silence of the Lambs, Goodbye Horses. And it has like the infamous beat. It's all customizing your car insurance so what you need. And then
is that it?
And then he grabs his lipstick. Everyone like, and he puts it. And he's like, I would fuck me hard. Like all like psycho killer guy. And then he does this dance. My friend Anthony. I don't know if you probably know Anthony. I'm not gonna mention his last name, but Anthony does the perfect Goodbye Horses. The perfect. He does the chapstick. He does a little dance with the towel and fucking.
Is that it?
Tucked in and everything.
Is it this one? Is it like there's like a chunky kid?
No, we have to do the Goodbye Horses. Put Silence of the Lambs because it'll have the actual video. Wait, is that it?
Yeah, that's
it might be it. Let me see.
Thanks for the scraps, asshole. I got a better idea.
I think so. Is the music gonna pop on pretty soon? Yep. There it is. Yes. This is it. Oh no.
Okay, Trish, it's time for a little treat.
Ooh. Ooh.
Fucking little like poodle, bro.
This shit goes.
So is she like breaking out?
She's like, they put her like in a well, and she's trying to get this dog to like give her the key, because the key's like on the dog's neck.
Why is the key on the dog's neck?
Because that's how the psycho dude is. There's Buffalo Bill's tattoo right there.
Dude, I remember this movie. I just don't remember this scene at all.
No?
No.
It's funny when Buffalo Bill comes on because he's gonna be like, see, that's him right there. There he is. Oh, that's a doll of him.
Precious!
And I said, Hold on, cuz.
That poor fucking dog. How does this like cannibal not eat that dog?
Hold on, cuz. Yeah, and me and my friends, we make up like words to the song just to like evolve it.
Please come on.
Oh, that's gonna be awful. I can't believe you
Is he
don't.
dressing up a doll? Is that what he's doing right now?
No, I think they're impersonating him because watch, they're gonna show him dressing up himself that way. He's gonna be doing that. I think they're making fun of him right now. Because in the real movie, that's him doing that shit. Yeah, they're making fun of it. They're making fun of him because it'd be him doing that shit.
Come on.
Hold on, cuh.
Is it like a dude with a bag?
No, it's not. It's supposed to be Buffalo Bill.
I know, but this version,
You picked a. I don't know what you picked, guy.
like a spoof.
Yeah, you pick a very big spoof.
Let's look at it. It says Buffalo Bill dancing. Dude, they got it.
Oh, that's not him, guy.
Bro, that's him,
That's
bro.
not Buffalo Bill.
That's Buffalo Bill.
No,
Come on, he's a bag.
no. He goes hard. My friend Anthony does it really well. Very well.
Oh man.
You're gonna have to watch it, dude. Like it's hilarious.
When people on the podcast watch it, I'm playing the bag version.
No, you have to put the real version.
No, I'm playing the bag version
because he even does tucked in or
because we
tucked out.
talked about the bag version.
He does a. Oh, it's a whole routine, dude. Like my buddy Anthony does it so well. I wish I could have him on here and be like, do the Goodbye Horses guy. He'd be like, you do the chapstick and then you tuck it in. He'd be the little fucking sheesh.
Doesn't he like tuck his wiener in?
Yeah.
Is that like what they're making fun of on Scary Movie?
Yes.
When he's like tucked in or tucked out?
Yes, that. See, now we're
right.
connecting. There we go.
Put the lotion in the basket. Put the lotion in the basket.
I would fuck me. I would fuck me hard.
Bro.
Oh, sheesh, guy.
Why are we even talking about this?
I don't know how do we go to this?
I think you just got all weird on me.
Goodbye Horses?
Yeah.
How did this movie come up?
I asked you about like, I don't know. I think you just got all like, I think you tapped into your inner like woman.
Whoa, guy. Easy. We just met, guy. We're talking about my friends, I think, because my friends have this whole thing about the whole Goodbye Horses, and we have our own little lingo and shit.
Oh, we're talking. I think we're talking about the Niners.
Whoa, guy. No,
And you were like, put the lotion in the basket. I'm like, oh, typical Niners fan.
wow.
Pull up a wiener scene.
That's Dallas, guy. That's Dallas. That's Dallas. All Dallas fans.
Oh man, that's yeah. I think I don't even know how to jump back.
How
into
did
sports.
how did that come about?
I don't know. We're gonna have to rewatch it. That's how bad we're doing right now. I don't remember.
Because
What you said.
we said we're gonna end it on a light note, and all of a sudden,
Yeah, now we're
Goodbye
watching.
Horses.
We're like, how do we end this podcast on a light note? I know. Let's look up our favorite Silence of the Lambs scene.
Goodbye Horses.
And then it wasn't even the
And
real
it
scene.
was a
like
paper bag. I was
Bro,
like,
that bag was kind of dope. That's why I want to put it in there.
that was kind of dope.
Because the people that have seen the movie would be like, this isn't fucking it. They're gonna recognize it before me and you did. Because she was putting they were putting the lipstick on there for like a long time. You didn't even know. It took you.
I was like, this is not the right one, guys.
you're all. I don't think it's a bag.
I said I don't think it should be a bag. You know what part we missed? Did he tuck it in or did he tuck it out?
The bag?
The bag.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think we're allowed to use bags anymore.
Ooh.
You got to break your own bag now.
Right? Wow, guy. Wow.
How
Thanks.
annoying is that shit, by the way?
I hate that shit. Dude, especially Walmart. You go to Walmart and you have a fucking bag of a fucking cart full of $300 of groceries, $400 of groceries, and they give you this little fucking thing to like scan them and shit.
Mm,
What happened to the conveyor belt? Like, we need that shit.
yes.
We need that shit.
Well, then they also, I had a lady at, I always go to the one on Recanata. And
That's where I go.
She like packs the fuck out of the bag. First of all, I try to go to the one where you do it yourself. Like, cause I'm like, whatever. But sometimes I have so much. So I'm like, I'll go through the regular line. And the lady, it's the same old lady. I got her like a few times now. And every time I get her, I'm like, fuck, I forgot not to come back to her line. But she like puts so much in the bag and then complains about how many bags she's dropped that day. Like, she's just like, I think these are terrible bags. Like, I've been spilling. And I'm like, oh my God, let me help you. You have to like go around and like help her do it.
Is there any more like non-self checkout people at Rinconada?
There is. There's
Is
a few.
there?
Not a lot, but there's a few in the middle because where the tobacco is, and then like a few around it. Like there's a few where you can get a person.
Maybe just during the day.
Yeah.
I usually go at night. I go at night, and
For sure
it's,
not at night,
It's
yeah.
all like self checkout, and like I said, there's no conveyor belts. It's like
How many people do you think lost their jobs to like self checkouts?
I don't know. I just hate it, dude. I hate it, and I drag my son with me to get groceries for that reason. It's like I'm not gonna fucking unload my basket, scan my basket, fucking load my fucking bags, put my bags in my like. It's just a fucking pain in the ass, and
A lot.
I hate it. Like I'd rather go to fucking Albertsons and like have cashiers like bag my shit and fucking I don't know. It's just
You
a pain in the
also
ass.
pay a little bit more for your groceries there, though.
Yeah, I'd rather that than fucking that. Well, especially if I'm by myself. But if I have my son, he helps me with some labor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Using your son for labor, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we traded for free rent.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Ah, that's fair.
Yeah, we exchanged that. But hey, your chores for the day is do this, that. You have free rent, son. Yeah, it works out.
Do you remember doing a lot of chores when you were young?
Oh fuck yeah.
Do you think kids nowadays do the same amount of chores?
No, not without an extra reward. Like back when I was a kid, like we had to no matter what, or we get our ass kicked.
That was the reward was not getting your ass kicked.
kicked.
Yeah.
Or like, or as I was getting older, I was like 15 years old, whatever. I still lived with my parents when I was 15. Come home from Juarez, all little buzz, whatever. And I wasn't supposed to be in Juarez. Of course, they find out. My parents will find out, and hey, you're waking up at 5 a.m. and pulling weeds and picking up dog shit. I just got home like an hour ago. Like,
I used to have to pick pecans because I lived with a foster family that lived out in Mesquite. And that was like the thing. If we wanted school closed, we had to pick pecans. If we wanted nice school closed, we picked more pecans. Like that's how it was. Like, or we would do yard work. It was pretty.
it was like a never-ending story with the pecans because my grandma she owns
Yeah.
pecan fields. It's like, and they would pay like what 10 cents a pound back in the day. It's like
oh, it's not a lot. And so, but it's a lot of work
it's a lot of work.
because they would have. Well, if you're really lucky, you'll have the machines that shake the
'em?
trees. But we were
Otherwise,
the machines.
you would get on the tree and shake them and shit.
yeah.
The youngest one would go on the tree and fucking shake them.
So we would do that every year, every December, whenever they fall in the winter. And then this is Patrick's parents, the ones I told you about out in Mesquite.
Yep.
And that honestly, that part wasn't bad because we had a thing laid out and we would get most of them. But towards the end of the season, there would just be pecans all over the sand.
About splattered everywhere
But they're also
in the sand.
there's money. And so they would get the tractor and then we would just have a pile of dirt with pecans and we would have to hand go
Sort
through the
'em.
dirt and then try to pull out not only the pecans, but the good ones. We have to pull out pecans. Sometimes it was like a dud ass pecan. You're like, fuck. Like you just throw it. Like and you just like hope for the good one.
There'd be like a hole in it from a bird or some shit that ate the fucking
Yeah, or something.
I
And
hated
then,
those.
but you knew every time you found a good one, that would be part of your stack, and that was more like
Or put it in
close.
your pocket or something. Be like, I'm gonna save that for
Oh,
later.
I would eat some too. Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
But it's crazy. I think this day and age, like they missed out, not missed completely, but there's a lack of like just like the ability to work for something, like the ability to want something so bad. Like I will stick my fucking white ass hand into a pecan pile of bird shit and dirt just to pull some out, just to be able to get a $10 nicer shirt than I would have got if I had not done it.
Even at fucking camera back in the day, be like, I just want that fucking shirt.
Yeah.
You
I
know what I
remember
mean?
wanting one of my big stories is Vocal. Do you remember Vocal was Nelly's gear? His remember how G Unit had G Unit?
Okay.
I remember how G Unit had G Unit, and then Eminem had not Eminem. What was the other one? There's some big ones. They had what was P Diddy? He had one.
I don't know, like the artist. I just
Jay-Z
remember like
had one too.
old school like Jenkos and
Jinko,
fucking-
but they had like name brand ones. I wish I remembered them. But Nelly came out with one called Vocal. That's like a Nelly's hype, and he would wear them in his like "Go on, shake your tail feather" or like.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, I want a Vocal shirt, and it's VOK with a slash over it,
A little accent.
and it was like $150 for one shirt at Cottonwood Mall in Albuquerque when I was in foster care. I must have been a freshman, so 15. And I told my foster mom I want that shirt, and then she was like, "All right." And so when we picked pecans that year, I knew every day I would just weigh my pecans. I would look at the amount, and I added that towards my 150.
And it started in Albuquerque?
No, but that was the only place that had it at the time. Wherever he was a St. Louis guy. I'm sure maybe it was in El Paso, but I remember seeing it at that mall, like the exact shirt. And so I knew I'm going to go get enough money to go buy that shirt.
Albuquerque has like a lot of like new stuff. Like, I don't know, like so for food, for example, there was a few years ago that I went and there was a menu on the item. It was fried bean skins. I was like, what the fuck is fried bean skins? And I guess it's like it's a delicacy, and people actually peel the skins off the beans. They deep fry them, and you get a little cup of fucking bean skins for like $12, which you could buy a fucking 50-pound bag for $12. Anyways, long story short, I was kind of amazed about that. I was like, fried bean skins. So now, I haven't been to another place that has it. But now, like, I come to Cruces, I'm in Cruces, and I'll ask, like, I'll go to Si Senor, I'll go to Chilitos. Hey, do you have any fried bean skins? Like, what the hell is that? I was like, it's a delicacy. So they go ask their manager and shit, and they'll come back all pissed off. My manager says you're fucking with me. I was like, no, like, Albuquerque had them for reals, like, one time, and now I kind of exaggerated. Now I was like, do you have any bean juice? And
just to fuck with them.
Yeah, and for example, like, I think it was last weekend. We're celebrating one of my friend's birthday for the weekend, and we went to Chilitos, and one of my other friends was serving us, and I was like, "Hey, go ask your cook for some bean juice." So Brian, don't start. I was like, "Just go ask. Like, I just want some bean juice. What are you gonna do with it?" I was like, "I'm gonna drink it." So
I heard it makes you strong.
Yeah. So at the end of our lunch, she brought me a cup of bean juice, and I was like, "Oh shit." So I had to drink it, like, and it was
I mean, I paid for it, so
it was some pretty good bean juice. Like, there's
no way it was good.
It was good. It reminded me of my grandma's like beans, because like my grandma used to put butter in her beans and like some like garlic salt. It had a lot of flavor, and I drank it, and it was good. It was for my friend. It was for my friend Lisa's birthday, which I'm gonna extend the topic a little bit. So, speaking of bean juice, it was a few years back. It was the same friend Lisa's house. It was 4 a.m. We were drinking shots of Sky vodka, and we ran out of like chasers. Well, earlier she had a crock pot of beans. I was like,
y'all ever heard of bean juice?
Exactly. And I swear I have a fucking 3-minute video on my phone. To this day, we were drinking bean juice at 4 a.m. So
were you mixing it with shots?
We mixed the bottom of the barrel bean juice, which had like all the sediment and all like the leftover beans,
the bean skin,
the bean juice
thing you were asking for,
the bean curd, the bean yuck, just the bean yuck, everything. Anyways, those 4 of us, we poured bean juice and we put Sky vodka in it. 2 of my friends pretended to take it and they spit it out. Me and Lisa took it, and we're like, that was fucking nasty. I got like a full bean in my fucking in my shot, and Lisa's like, I got 2 beans. That was disgusting. But we took it. I would never do it again, but it was an experience to where like my other 2 friends that said they didn't. You guys suck, man. You guys fucking suck.
You just give a whole new meaning to the word beaner.
Beaner?
Yeah, a whole new meaning though.
Yeah.
So you guys like secretly chug bean juice. You know, some white ass racist dude watching this was like, I knew they were beaners. Like, I fucking do. This guy's out there
drinking bean juice
guzzling
shots.
Bean juice shots. Grandma, come out here. We were right.
You want some bean juice shots with some tequila?
These brown folks are drinking bean juice
with beans.
I'm sorry I ever doubted you, Ma.
They're just trying to PRG and party right? No, guy. How do we jump into bean juice and bean skins?
You
guy?
brought up bean skins. That was like a big deal, bro. Like, you was like you're the initiator of this.
See, that's what I'm talking about. My friends, they come up with new words, not me.
Oh, I think you're a big part of it. If I had to guess, I don't even know your friends. I'm gonna stick up for them right now and say it's fucking you.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be the creator of new words, but a lot of my friends are bad influences. They make me drink a lot sometimes.
Oh, that's good friends.
Yeah, I was a good friend.
You cannot remake good
Jeff.
friends. Man,
Jeff, that's you, guy.
what's his name?
Jeff.
My name Jeff.
My name's Jeff. He's one of my good friends. It's like one of my best, worst influences.
Your best worst influence?
Yeah. We party right.
Those are the bestest friends.
The bestest.
The bestest.
Bestest.
They make me drink bean tooth and
And not these.
what's your name? Jeffrey? But I told him not to drink the bean skins, but he drank the bean skin. My name's Jeffrey.
With bean juice.
I said, no bean tooth at time. And they drank it.
I said, it's that time, guy.
Is your name Steven? No, it's Jeffrey. Did you say Jeffrey? Jeffrey.
That's another thing. Everybody always tells me, like, why do you call everybody guy? So when I was younger, like,
I do that too, by the way.
yeah?
What? How do you say it?
I'm on, what up, guy? Like,
I say my guy. Like, how you been, my guy?
I just say, what up, guy? Because, like, after my car accident, whatever, I had a very limited memory, whatever. So, like, I would forget people's names. So I would start calling everybody guy. So now, my close friends, we call each other guy. And even though, like, we know each other's names, we say guy probably, like, 500 times a night when we're with each other. Hey, what up, guy? Hey, guy, what time is it, guy? Is it shot time, guy? Are you hungry, guy?
Do
What
you
are
know
doing,
that
guy?
you're doing it, though? Like, when you're actually doing it? Or
No,
does someone else say, like, why do you keep doing it?
We call each other out.
Oh, okay.
Like last week, me and my buddy Jeff, like, dude, how many times do we say guy this week? And he's like, oh, bro, don't even tell me guy. He's like, I don't even say guy unless I'm with you. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't know. We say guy one time and it's just guy all weekend. And now I tell my coworkers guy. I was like, oh, guy. It's like guy is everything. I called my boss guy one time.
Well, that makes sense if it's as common as what you said. Because, like, I say bro a lot. And, like, sometimes at work, like, it'll be like a female. I'm like, bro. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, I shouldn't have said that. I mean, ma'am, if you listen quite clearly, I just turn all white. I apologize for using the word brother.
Me and my buddy David, we used to go to Hooters a lot for the football games back in the day. And we'd call our waitresses guy just because we're all fucked up. Hey, guy, can we have another shot, guy? Because back then it was like, I think it was like $4 Rumplemints or some shit. And we're just like, hey, guy, can we get another shot? Not even realizing it's a waitress. Like, hey, guy. But they're our friends, so it wasn't a big deal. Yeah. They knew what we meant. Oh, what up, guy? Shot
They
time.
meant what I knew.
And even nowadays, you go to places and be like, hey, what time is it, guy? And everyone's like, shot time, guy. It's like, oh, boo. And that it bites me in the ass now because I'm already older. It's like, I want to go to a bar and just chill. They're like, oh, it's shot time, guy. What time is it, guy? I'm like, oh, shot time. And they'll buy me a shot. It's like, I'm already kind of tired. I'm like, what if I don't want one? It's like, you have to. Your shot time, guy. I was like, I'm going to retire this already. I don't even know how to retire it. How do you retire that?
I think you just, like, call it quits or something.
I just stop
You just
going
tweet
out.
about it, yeah.
I'm just going to stop going out.
Yeah, I'm into Jesus now, so.
Yes, to Chewy.
Yeah, I don't have any money for shots because I gave it all to Jesus.
I did.
Yeah,
I opened up a.
That'd be how you quit.
Yeah.
The next time your buddy's like, you down for shots? You're like, I'm down to, like, donate in the bowl at church.
That's a good idea. You might be onto something about that.
You want to take a shot of Jesus' blood?
Well, I thought you meant right now. I was like, what?
Oh, no, we're not doing it right now.
I thought you meant no shot time, guy.
Yeah, well, I thought we were doing it right now, on the spot. Day's over.
It would have been my last shot of my life.
Yeah. Oh, man, we have to wrap this up, man. We've been almost an hour and a half.
Sinule.
I know it went quick.
Sinule.
Dude, I've had so much fun. I think whenever you listen to this, you're going to be like, holy fuck, we covered a lot of shit. I think you are.
Yeah, I think
Did
so.
you have fun?
It went so fast, though.
Yeah,
it went so fast. I was all nervous at first. I was like, shit, what are we going to talk about? Like,
I don't think you seem nervous, like, at all. Like, you probably felt it. I believe you. But
yeah, especially like the first 15 minutes.
Probably less.
Yeah.
I bet when you watch it, like, probably like 2 or 1.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think you did good. But we do have to wrap it up, man. I had a blast. You had a blast?
I had a blast. Thank
Would
you
you
for
come
having me.
back on and do it again?
Oh, always.
All right.
Sinule.
We had fun. I hope you guys listening had fun. Enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen. I was going to call you Weech. I'm not going to do it.
It's PRG guy.
PRG guy, a.k.a. Brian Ramirez, a.k.a.
Shot time guy.
Put the lotion in the basket.
Goodbye, horse.
All right, we're out.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
All right, we're out.
PRG.